Hey guys, this is DFS Chan on January 14th, here to talk about tomorrow morning's Eastern Time LPL LCK 5-game slate. Again, it's a 5-game slate. It was very exciting last night with OMG pulling off of a good win, and um, I made some LEC. I think I made an LEC video talking about maybe a potential upset of Mad Lions as well. So far we've had some good takes in DFS, and hopefully that you guys made some profit off of it. So yeah, let's dive in. Waste no time here. Let's dive into the LPL first. Here I posted the starting lineups. Obviously the LPL ones are confirmed, as you can see in these screenshots. Notably, Thunder Talk. This lineup is gonna change. We I saw the news that they just signed some new players because they've just been performing really badly. I know, for example, they signed UCal, who used to play for Kt Rolsters, and he is gonna be replacing Captain eventually in the mid lane. Not today, but eventually. So, whether that motivates these guys to play better before they get benched, I don't know. Um, but they're going up against a juggernaut in EDG. And EDG is starting Xiao Shang in the top lane instead of Flandre. But then the rest of them, remains the same, and they're still a super team. Xiao Shang's not bad either. So I fully expect EDG to win. And the EDG is a big favorite at minus 5,000 now. Um, it's very surprising because I think at the beginning of the day, this was close to like 1,000, 2,000, but now it's shot up all the way to minus 5,000 on Bovada. So that is crazy odds, obviously. But yeah, I do think EDG will win. In terms of the kill upside, we'll revisit that at the end of um, going over the LPL rosters. Ultra Prime versus TES. I'll show you that TES Top Esports is starting Xiaopeng instead of Tian. I think if you guys have watched my videos before, I love Xiaopeng. He is one of my favorite up and coming junglers in China and in the world. I do think he's gonna be a better fit for the team over Tian. Tian is more like a veteran, and he's a good presence, I think, but he's not much of a playmaker he used to be compared to Xiaopeng is. Xiaopeng, I really like him in this composition of the players. Zoom, Xiaopeng, Knight, Jackie Love, and Joe. I do like them a lot, especially tonight over Ultra Prime, who's starting the regular 5 starters: ZS, Hacker, Crying, Elk, and Shoutzy. So I wasn't really impressed with Ultra Prime, and I'll show you why. Stat wise, that supports my case that top esports will win tonight. Last LPL game on the slate, LNG versus RA. As you guys know, LNG had a big offseason signing in Doinby in the mid lane. He replaces Icon, who used to be mediocre for LNG, but now with Doinby, I mean, this is a very solid lineup. And not only Doinby, but Lumao came over from JDG. As you guys know, he used to be very solid. He had a mediocre season last split, but now he's an LNG. So I do think this is a very solid lineup. Obviously, Ale is a monster in the top lane. And then they're going up against Rare Adam, who is not shabby at all. I'm actually really shocked at these odds. I do think it should be more of a toss up because Rare Adam is probably the second most consistent team in the LPL. I keep preaching, other than EDG. And Rare Adam actually had a pretty good win last time out. This is the second series for Rare Adam. And I was impressed with Strive last time out. And then Cube, Leanne, Strive, iBoy, and Zora. And Zora was okay too. So I'm not, I'm not entirely sure. This is like a sure bet for LNG to win. I think this is more of a probably 60-40, 55-45 maybe in favor of LNG. So I do think this match will be closer than the other two LPL matchups on the slate. And yeah, as mentioned, these starters are confirmed, but obviously there is some substitution risk. If, for instance, if EDG loses game one somehow to Thunder Talk, which probably won't happen, but if that happens, then maybe Flandre will come in and replace the Xiaoshang. And then for top esports, I mean, Xiaopeng may get benched, and then Tian might come in. So, who knows? And then, for Rare Atom, there is a chance that Lian might get benched too. So, there's obviously all of that, and I'll kind of bring it up at the end as to what that may look like. So let's look at the LCK's roster as well. Nongshim is a big favorite over Live Sandbox, which is a little surprising to me. I think Live Sandbox had a pretty good series in their last time out. This is the second series for both of these teams. Sandbox had a nice win, and Nongshim, they had a decent game. They lost, but they had a decent game. I think Hannah looked really good in game one, but they lost game 2 and 3. I do think this kind of composition of players, these are all new players playing together for the first time. Well, now the second time out, we'll see, if they have a better synergy this time out. But that team is pretty solid. Like the talent on this roster is pretty good. Compared to Live Sandboxes, I definitely do think Nongshim has more talent on the roster, but I do think Sandbox has better synergy from what I've seen. Kroko has been there for Sandbox for the last couple years now. He won the Rookie of the Year award, I think, last season, but now he is playing. He is the solid foundation for this team, and he actually won the player of the game in one of the games for Sandbox last time out. So I do fully believe that Kroko is better than Dread, at least from my standpoint. I think they're both really good, but I believe in Kroko. But then, in any other lane, I think Envy played okay for Sandbox. There is a chance that he might get subbed, or he may not start, but I do fully expect Envy to start here after their win last time out. But there is a good chance that could happen. And then Dove, he won a player of the match in the other win that they had in the series. So I do think this is a solid top 2 jungle here, but then he's going up against Kana, who's one of the best top laners in the LCK. So yeah, I mean, I can kind of see why Nongshim is favored, but I do think Sandbox definitely has a shot. Second LCK matchup, Guangdong Freaks versus Kt Rolster. This is an interesting matchup because I do think both of these teams are kind of bad. I want to kind of pull up what my LCK power ranking was, my initial thoughts were. So let me go to that real quick. So Guangdong Freaks versus Kt Rolster. Yeah. So I did have Kt Rolster below KDF. So with Teddy, Teddy has some competition this year. So there's chance. I don't think this will happen. There's a chance that he might get benched, whether before game 1 or after game 1. So, but I'm just letting you know there is a substitution risk. There is an 80 carry out there on that roster that can replace Teddy. But Teddy obviously was a big acquisition from T1 for Guangdong Freaks. So I do fully expect him to start though. But then him going up against Aiming and Life, Teddy Hoyt. Yeah, I mean, I think Teddy is better than Aiming, obviously, but if you look at Fate versus Arya, I think Fate is good. He used to play for Sandbox, and then Arya came from LJL from Japan. For DFM, I think Detonation Focus Me, who played well in the Worlds, and then Cuz started last game, but Gideon's on the team still for Kt Rolster, so that's why I have it as kind of like a Cuz or Gideon. I think Cuz played poorly last game out. So there's a chance that Gideon might start. We're not going to get confirmation, unfortunately, before the slate locks for DFS purposes. So look out for that, and maybe skip that position for KT. But Rascal versus Keen, that will be very interesting because Rascal actually had a really good game out last time out, and then Keen is obviously probably one of the top 3 top laners in LCK. So LM versus Cuz will be interesting because both of them used to play for T1. But this is more like probably the worst matchup in terms of like talent level and competition level amongst the 5 games tonight. And we'll see if we need to touch this game for DFS purposes, because I want to see what the kill upside may look like. But if I have to guess who's gonna win, I would probably guess Kt Rolster. Yeah. I think the fact that Rascal really did well, and I feel like Guangdong Freaks' best players are Keen, Faith, and Teddy. And Arya actually had a decent game too, so I think KT can definitely pull this off. So I'll pick KT for that reason. But maybe we don't have to play any of those 2 teams for DFS purposes if the kill upside is low. All right, LPL, I'll go over these real quick. The 2 metrics that I really look at. And then obviously I look at other metrics in terms of kind of measuring the kill upside and kind of giving me kind of letting me prioritize what teams are good for DFS purposes, and then also what teams dominate the jungle respectively. And what the likely outcome would be. So the first matchup was Thunder Talk versus EDG. Thunder Talk 0.83. EDG played really fast last game. I want to see also who they played. Thunder Talk has had 4 games already. That's crazy. No, this is going to be like 6th game after everything is over. EDG, where are you? And then Thunder Talk. Okay, EDG played JDG. JDG has been giving up a lot of deaths. Their CKPM is really high. So I wouldn't put too much weight on that. I think EDG also has historically played slower. So I do think this obviously will go down. I mean, that's really high. That's only a small size sample after 2 wins over JDG. Yeah, I mean, I just want to see what JDG's is like. 0.92. So yeah, it's pretty fast. And then Thunder Talk has 0.83. I want to see who they played so far. They played OMG, who plays fast, I believe. Let me check. OMG plays very fast. So it's more on OMG's part that contributed to TT's fast CKPM. And then Sinnoh Dragon is on Google is for Thunder Talk. So let me find him again. Invictus Gaming. Invictus Gaming. Okay, they played really slow. So it's somewhat here below. Maybe it's a little bit higher than that. And you said they played OMG, Invictus, somewhere in between. So 0.8, yeah, 0.83 is about where it should be. Yeah. So that's interesting. So that's pretty fast still. And EDG, and let me see what JDG's average is so we can kind of combine and average it. So 0.92 and 1.25. So it'll be like at 1.0 something. 137. So 33. 1.7, 1.09 or 1.1. 1.1 is probably where I'm leaning for EDG to come down to, and then 1. So that's really fast. And then you combine that with Undertalk, that should be around 0.9, 1.1, 1.95. So let me take a note on that. 0.95, maybe EDG, TT. That's probably what I'm like, kind of like estimating at. Yeah, I'm just doing this kind of roughly. I'm not like pulling out a calculator and averaging it exactly to the decimal, which I probably will later tonight. But for the purpose of this, the duration of the video, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. And then Ultra Prime and TES. Ultra Prime 1.0. And then TES 0.79. So obviously that would be 0.9. Really close. I do think I want to know top esports thing is kind of low, but let me see who they played against. And that will tell me as to why that could be. Vici is also Rare Atom. So let me see what Rare Atoms is. Is it on there? Yeah, okay. Rare Atom. It's Rare Atom beat top esports, right? Yeah. 0.7. Yeah, I mean, that's stupid. Of course, they're the same because they only play 2 games each and they play against each other. That should be the same. All right, so 7-9. I think Rare Atom also historically has played slow. So that's interesting to see if UP's thing knocks it up. Yes, it's faster. So that should be faster than that. So which is at 0.9. And Ultra Prime has played against. Where's Ultra Prime? No, there it is. Okay, Star Ultra Prime. Gave up 19 and 17, so that's pretty good too. And LNG plays fast. Yeah, they play as each other. Okay. I think that's about it. That's about it. I think that's accurate. I do think, yeah, I think that's good. And then LNG, RA, LNG's combined kills per minute, like I said, was 1, and then RA is placed slow. So this should be a 1 point minus 2, so 0.9 as well. But man, actually, for top esports, Xiaopeng is playing, who is more aggressive than Tian. So I would notch that up a little bit. So maybe 9.5, because of the change. Flandre, Xiaoxiang, that's interesting. Whether that's gonna change anything. New has been playing pretty aggressively. I do think theirs is gonna be a little lower because I think Flandre is more aggressive than Xiaoxiang. So I'm gonna knock that down a little bit. And then LNG RA 0.9 as well. But then are they starting anybody new? No. But I'm thinking LNG is gonna win. But Rare Atom is a good GPP underdog as well. So okay, depending on who you think will win. I think if LNG wins, it'll be higher kill upside. And then if you think Rare Atom's gonna win, I think that's going to be a lower kill upside. So I think their win conditions are a little different from each other's. And then average goal spent. I want to look at the other metric that is very important to me, jungle control percentage. So I give LNG right here some edge. LNG edge because Rare Atoms is down here. Actually, that's not too bad. Only a 0.2, 0.7 difference. LNG Rare Atom. Who the LNG play against? Ultra Prime. And Ultra Primes is really bad. Okay. Well, first of all, Ultra Prime's bad in the jungle. And Thunder Talk is bad too. Yeah, I mean, EDG and Top Esports should win. I like Top Esports tonight with Xiaoping starting, and their kill upside should be higher. So TES should win. EDG should win just based on the jungle control percentage. Why isn't Victus Gaming on here? Get them out of here. All right. And then, so yeah, this is the last matchup that, like I said, LNG, RA, their metrics are close. LNG has slight edge. Who did Rare Atom play against? Did I say? Top Esports. Okay, so Top Esports it's not bad. I'm surprised that Rare Atom won that. Yeah, I think this is a toss up. So, but RA live dog. Okay. Let's look at LCK. LCK's matchups is Nongshim, LSB, and then KDF, KT. Let's see if the kill upside is worth it. So as you can see, like so far, amongst these four LCK teams, Nongshim Red Force has the highest combined kills per minute at 0.76. And let's look at the 6 teams, LPL teams that are playing from China. So 0.79 is the lowest. So that, still tells me that overall LCK's game flow and kill upside is much lower than LPL comparatively. So just the same trend from last season. LCK players and teams tend to play a little bit slower. Nongshim and LSB. Nongshim is 0.76, LSB 0.58, KDF 0.66, 0.66. Freaks KT. So what is that? 2.818, so 0.967. On average, 0.66 on average. Yeah, so look at that. I mean, much lower. So I do still think you should focus on the LPL games today. Let me look at what these metrics look like. Jungle control percentage. Dongshim Red Force gets on edge over Sandbox, even though it's top 2. And then, like I said, this is going to be a toilet bowl. KT's is higher. So yeah, KT can definitely pull off an upset. Let me look at some other stuff. First 2-3 towers, 0%. Who did Guangdong Freaks play against? Why are they rating so bad? T1. Oh, man. Okay. T1's the best team in the LCK, so. Oh, that's why. And Kt Rolster rates bad early game as well. Who do they play against? Dom1. Okay. Yeah, so it's not a fair representation of their skills going up against two elite teams. Sandbox, Nongshim Red Force. Nongshim Red Force actually played really well. Even though they lost. That's interesting. So I think they're due for a win. They'll be mad that they lost. Sandbox played really well in the mid to late game. Yeah, that's very interesting. Who they beat? DRX. Okay. Yeah, DRX was not good in the mid to late game. Croco played decent. Who's Nongshim's jungler? Dread. Okay, Dread's not bad. So okay, so I do agree. I think both of the underdogs are alive dogs in the LCK, and I do think it's gonna be lower kill upside, even though Nongshim Red Force when they played against Hanwha Life. I want to see for the entire comparison. I think it's more of a Hanwha Life than Nongshim, so I think this will go down a bit. Nongshim is playing Canna Dread. Yeah, because I don't, except for Canna, I think these players do not like to play aggressively, but then Sandbox is playing slow. And they play against, who are they playing against again? DRX. Okay, DRX is here. They lost all 4 games. And they played a little bit faster. Oh, Genji, okay. It's only faster because they play against Genji. So I think Sandbox will come up a little bit. But nonetheless, I just don't think it's worth playing any of those 4 teams unless you are playing for GPP. Obviously, anything can happen. Any matchup can blow up the slate. But yeah, so that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. But my favorite team, if I do this all the time at the end of every video, with kill upside for DFS purposes, yesterday's was OMG and it worked out. And today's is, I think, Top Esports. I want to see what the underdog kill upside may look like. I'll keep these LNG and random because I think it's going to be a close matchup. Yeah, I think it's going to be Top Esports. Yeah, Top Esports, my favorite. Xiaopeng, I love him. I can even thinking about, I'm even considering to captaining him for some lineups. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You can please, if you can please like the video, if you like the video, or subscribe to our channel, that'd be great. I'll come back with another video maybe tomorrow or on Sunday, kind of, talking about the LPL LCK, but also LEC and LCS slates if I can. Thank you. Bye.